Lobbying is about foresight. About anticipating your opponent's moves.
She's your enemy now.
And devising countermeasures.
How the hell did she manage that?
You're a piece of work, Elizabeth.
I was hired to win.
This film, I think, really showed me a lot about the inner workings of what goes on in Washington. But also, I think it also talks about the fact whether, how far do you go for what is probably, this talks about gun control, which, I think a lot of people would agree with, but how far do you go?
There's something about Elizabeth Sloane. It's interesting because sometimes it's hard to relate to. Especially, it's hard to relate to with me. And then I started to think about her and I go, okay, for her it's the good of the many over the good of the few. So people can be collateral damage in order to win in something that she believes will help more people. And then I had to also justify and say, okay, let me look at the good qualities she has. She's a woman that mentors other women, and it's important for her to mentor women. And also at the end of she goes through a pretty extraordinary arc.
While you're out there hustling, I'll be working influential senators who can deliver their colleagues' votes. That's our second prong. Our third is to identify who holds sway in target states. Employers, workers groups. Don't just waltz into a senator's office and make your case. Find out who they trust, who they can't afford to piss off.
Did you have to go and meet a lot of lobbyists? I mean, how did you actually do this?
Yeah, I went to DC. I just, I did my research, I Googled. And I met with about 11 women in DC, and we talked about everything, like personal lives and drug abuse in DC, working in a boys' club, what that is like. I went to Capitol Hill and shadowed a lobbyist there lobbying for something. I went to a fundraiser and shadowed a lobbyist. I, talked to congressmen and senators, and it was very educational for me.
What did you think you learned about them? They're very hard women, or very, what did you think was the essence of them?
I think any career where you're the minority in the career, in the profession, you have to work harder than everyone else. And that I saw, and then I asked a lot of questions about personal lives, families and how rich was their personal lives. And I found a lot of people were very focused on work, and their lives were their work. I found the way that some people presented themselves, I assumed I wouldn't wear any makeup in this movie and I'd be wearing the same clothes many days, but I was wrong, because when I went to DC, 7 of the 11 women wore black nail polish, and there was a lot of black, and there was a lot of strength and strong silhouettes and an energy that you would feel them coming into the room before they even entered. And I liked that, especially in the scene at the beginning of the movie where the head of the gun lobby says, "Should I shake her hand?" He's nervous about what he's going to do when he meets her. And I learned that from these women.
Interesting you're talking about personal life, because one thing that I felt watching this movie, which was a little sad in a way, that she has quite a unique way of addressing her personal relationships. Her boyfriends, yes. I mean, can we say it? Basically, she doesn't, shall we say, not meet them organically. She arranges them. But was that something you found, or that was just something that was the character that you wanted to, that was a way of showing that she really had no time for personal relationships?
Yeah, to be honest, when I first read the script, I was like, what are these scenes? I talked to John, I said, I think we should cut them. I mean, I really, I was really nervous about it. But now watching the movie, I see how important they are, because it's the only slice you get into of Elizabeth's personal life. It's the only time you see her when she's not working. And to know that that in her personal life, she has to be in a situation where she is in complete control, so much that she can tell them exactly when to show up and exactly when to leave. I mean, that shows a person, not even just a woman, a person who's incapable of having real intimacy with another human being.